What makes the GTI TCR, the Mark 7.5, so special? So I've been so fortunate enough in the last couple of weeks, just some fantastic subscribers giving me the opportunity to drive their GTI TCRs. Yeah, I'll probably put more miles in a TCR than I have in my own car, which is pretty ridiculous. But what makes the car so special? Again, I've driven quite a lot of cars this year in terms of Mark 8 Club Sport, Club Sport 45, the Mark 7 40th edition, Mark 8 Golf R. You know, I could go on, and please check them out on my channel. But something kind of ticked for me with the TCR. And yeah, I just wanted to share about it, hopefully help you out if you have the car or if you're interested in getting one and why I think it's so special. So let's get straight into this. So first of all, as you can see a little bit from the clips here, and I'll put other clips on screen, and the car looks great. I think it looks all the kind of personal opinion. But I think it has that great balance of looking quite subtle, particularly in the flat grey paint. We're still having some special touches, particularly the rear diffuser, whether it's got the aquapovic exhaust or not, and the side skirts and the front splitter. I think it looks great. It has a real nice lowered stance and brilliant in that regards. I think where it really touched a soft spot for me was the balance of the power as well. There was no messing around. 290 horsepower. That's it. From the EA AAA engine, the 2-litre unit, which I love so much. That's why I've got my Mark 7 Golf R. And you know, I can't fault it. And it was a DSG gearbox, you know, so there was no real choice in the spec. That's kind of what you get. I drove it one with the performance pack, which had like the dynamic chassis control, 19-inch wheels, and de-restricted speeds like 165, sort of like a black roof as well, and also one with 18s, which is passive setup. And they're both great. I can't fault either of them. I just think DCC gives you that best of both worlds. You can go very comfortable and then you can go very hard, whereas the stock non-DCC car is a little bit hard, but perhaps more for that special occasion. Seating position, steering wheel, Mark 7.5 infotainment, I think suits. We're sort of December now, 2021. And I still think it's in date, and I think that's quite a good thing. Nice and simple and easy to kind of get used to, and I really enjoyed it. I think the community as well, which I build up on the channel, and I really enjoy speaking to a lot of you guys. You know, you're so helpful. You know, I can't thank people enough. I think that community with TCRs is there with the GTI brand. I think it's a really, you know, it warrants the badge, it warrants the GTI name. I think it's that kind of special car. Sort of meant to be based on their sort of touring car racing series, so it's supposed to be a little bit special, a little bit more hardcore, and it really is. At the same time, you know, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be that like all-out track car weapon. It's just a very good road car in my opinion. It definitely steps that a little bit further than say like my Mark 7R, just by being a bit lighter and being a bit agile in sort of that sort of side of things. Makes some great noises out of the exhaust, whether you had the stock exhaust or the aquapovic, really nice pops and bangs. Gearbox was really quick. You know, I've driven the Mark 8s quite a lot this year, and again, I think the dual clutch gearbox in those are really good. It's no difference in this. It's just as fast. It's just as sort of solid. I love like the performance monitor. You can kind of see there as well. That's kind of what I have on my Mark 7 Golf R as a setup, and just really fun and engaging whilst being subtle and being a daily. You know, what more can you want in a car? Absolutely brilliant. You know, the only negatives I can kind of think of is, yes, probably when it does get a bit wet and it does get a bit cold like we're into now, a Golf R is going to be better. But this, I can still imagine this car being fun in the wet and still being pretty capable, particularly if you've got like sort of the right tyres on. Maybe not, I mean, on tyres, you can actually option this car, I believe, from factory with this Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s, which are some of my favourite tyres. They're proper hardcore, and the fact that that can come as an option means that obviously you can fit them yourselves, and you know, you can have plenty of fun with it, even take it on a track day or just have fun on sort of like a back road like I had the opportunity to. Yeah, I can't believe the amount of time I spent in the car, because the last drive I was, you know, I watched the clock. I was from like 9:10 in the morning, didn't get out until 5 to 12, so it's nearly 3 hours just driving around these amazing back roads in Bedfordshire, actually, around some fantastic lanes. And that's what I would always recommend. People just get out and enjoy their cars. I love driving. For me, it's the main thing, and it's certainly what I love sharing on the channel as well. Certainly something that I want to do more sort of in my car, and again show you lot. Yeah, just a super special car. Some things I can't even put my finger on, but bear in mind I've driven a lot of cars, so hopefully you can sort of take my opinion and make your own informed decision on things. You know, have an open mind and, you know, check other people's reviews and other things like that for sure. But yeah, it certainly was right up there. Is it the best car I've driven this year? I will share something in the next couple of weeks of what's the best car this year. I'll just, yeah, on the road mainly, to be fair. I've driven a few cars on track, like GT4s and stuff like that. And I'm actually driving a GT4 PDK next week on Monday, and I'm driving a C63 AMG on the Tuesday. Both of those are on track as well, so I'll share that in the future on the channel, so subscribe for that. I couldn't stop kind of smiling about this car, and it kind of gave me the same feeling as when I drove the CS45. The same kind of look in that sort of grey with the 19-inch black wheels. That one had an Acropovic exhaust as well. And don't get me wrong, the Mark 8 Club Sports are faster. Even though they're 300 brake horsepower, which is only sort of 10 more, they really do seem to shift a little bit more than the TCR, a little bit, not by much, by 10 horsepower, funnily enough. And they're absolutely great cars. And a lot of cars I've got out with a big smile, like the 40th edition, the Mark 7, which I absolutely loved. I think the front end on that was probably one of the best cars I've driven. I think the only thing is from stock, it's got this strange overboost thing from 260 to 280. And I just think that kind of lets the car down just a little bit. Fair enough, the owner I spoke to, again, I've been speaking to recently as well, had it mapped. But I think I'm trying to think of a car from like a stock perspective, and I think out of the box, you can't really get better than the GTI TCR. I absolutely loved it, and I wanted to kind of share this kind of like final little thoughts on it really, and why I think it's so special. I have a full playlist on this, so if you're into the TCR and the GTI, and you want to know more about it, please check out my playlist. I'll leave sort of like the link above for that. And yeah, you can see some sort of fun drives, you can see some me talking about it, you can see both the owners talking about it, plenty of people in the comments as well own the car. So, you know, hopefully it gives you that really good overview of what a GTI TCR is all about. Yeah, I think it was really, really great and really, really special. Yeah, I can't really stop smiling about it, and I'm glad I'm so happy and so thankful to the owners to give me that kind of opportunity. Just looking at it back now, I'm kind of like, yeah, that's a really, really sorted car. Really well put together. I like cars that, you know, you can tell that their suspension's been worked on. A lot of the work goes on underneath. They're not, you know, money for money's sake kind of thing. You know, it's a serious car. You know, there's no doubt about it, and you won't be disappointed in getting one. And I always think of things as like the whole package, like my final kind of comment on it. And one thing is price. These cars basically cost exactly what they cost new. So as like an investment kind of thing, or something just to look after your money a little bit better, this is arguably better than most other sort of performance cars out there. And with the GTI name, with that TCR badge as well, and the special performance, and the fact that you can use it as just a special car, it doesn't just have to be a daily, but obviously it can work as a daily. It ticks a lot of boxes, and that for me makes one of the best cars kind of going, and a car that I'm so happy to share and obviously fully recommend. But thank you so much. Please comment below, particularly if you're an owner or anything, just to help out a little bit further. Yeah, and if you want to know anything more, you know, I'll be happy to help. But yeah, super car, and yeah, really special, really, really special, particularly sort of like everyday normal person. These are our supercars in my mind, and yeah, I think it was brilliant.